He says his parents emotionally abused and controlled him for years, but now he's facing eviction from their home. He came to court hoping the judge would hear his side. But the judge had one question that could change everything. This case may look like a simple eviction hearing, but the story behind it is anything but simple. The man standing before the judge says his relationship with his parents has been deeply troubled for years, involving intimidation, emotional abuse, and control. He explains that these family problems affected his mental health, his education, and the direction his life took. Now, he is facing eviction from his parents' home, and he wants the court to consider everything that happened between them. But the judge brings the case back to one critical legal question. Does any of that actually create a legal issue over possession of the property? The man admits that he signed a conditional dismissal, but he is still asking for more time to find an attorney, pursue mediation, and build his case. The attorney, however, argues that there is no real issue for trial. The notice was given, the required time passed, and the man has no lease giving him a continuing right to stay. Then the judge explains something extremely important. Even if the court believed everything the man said about his parents, that still would not change the possession issue in this eviction case. The family conflict may be serious, but it is legally separate from the question of who has the right to possess the property. The judge then gives him a choice. Proceed with a judgment, try to establish an actual issue for trial, or accept the conditional dismissal. But the man asks one more question. Could he bring a separate case for the harm he believes his parents caused him? The judge makes it clear that this eviction court cannot use this case to compensate him or fix the entire family conflict. In the end, the man accepts the conditional dismissal. Under the agreement, he must leave the property by January 31st. If he fails to leave, his parents can seek a judgment and an eviction order. The case is then conditionally dismissed, but the message from the judge is clear. This courtroom can decide the legal issue before it, but it cannot resolve every problem that brought the parties here.
Dismissal. All right. If you want to hold a trial on it, then I have to make an assessment as to whether or not there's even anything that I could try, anything that I would have to make a finding on. Everything that you just said to me about your relationship with your parents and all of that. Let's assume we went to trial and I found all of that to be true. And again, just assuming that to be the case, because I don't know. But if I listen to all the testimony and I make a finding that everything you're saying is true, I still would grant them a judgment on this issue of possession because